Every narcissist runs a hidden test on you. You're not even aware it's happening, but your response determines everything. Whether you stay, whether you're useful, whether you're worth keeping around. And the test isn't what you think it is. Most people see narcissistic relationships as straightforward. They love bomb you, then they discard you. But that's the simplified version. The real version is far more calculated. The test runs on 3 stages. And if you understand these stages, you understand why people stay trapped for years. Stage 1, the idealization phase. It begins the moment you meet them. You're perfect. They've never met anyone like you. This isn't love, it's evaluation. They're studying you. How do you respond to praise? How badly do you need to be seen? The love bomb is strategic, designed to create a baseline. You experience what it feels like to be their favorite person, you get used to it, you start depending on it. This is the hook. The narcissist is already watching to see if you'll maintain your own identity. Will you keep your friends, your boundaries, your standards, or will you reorganize your entire life around them? Your answer determines what happens next. Stage 2, the confusion phase, the hidden test begins. Then almost imperceptibly, things shift. The warmth is inconsistent. Some days you're their world. Other days you're invisible. Some days they're engaged. Other days they're cold and distant. And you can't figure out why. You start analyzing. What did I do? What changed? You're trying to solve a puzzle that has no solution, because the inconsistency isn't a mistake, it's deliberate. This is the test. When you question them, they reframe everything. I was never cold. You're being too sensitive. You're projecting. You're creating drama where none exists. And here's the trap. The part of you that remembers the love bomb starts to doubt your own memory. Maybe you are misremembering. Maybe you are too sensitive. The narcissist is testing. Will you gaslight yourself? Will you abandon your own reality to match theirs? If you do, the test is almost complete, because what they've discovered is this: you will distort reality before you'll risk losing them. Stage 3, the punishment phase. You finally speak up. I feel like something's changed. I feel like you're distant. And their response seems to come out of nowhere. Sudden coldness, sharp words, withdrawal, emotional punishment. But they're not punishing you for speaking up. They're executing the final part of the test. They're watching. Will you accept punishment for having your own feelings? Will you retract your words? Will you apologize for noticing? Will you blame yourself? If you do, well, congratulations. You've passed their test. You've proven you'll accept mistreatment. You've proven you'll sacrifice your reality. You've proven you'll take responsibility for their behavior. You've proven you won't leave. And that's when the cycle locks in. They know exactly how much they can get away with. They know you won't hold them accountable. They know you'll stay. So they do it again and again and again. The confusion becomes your normal. The punishment becomes your baseline. The rare moments of warmth become the thing you chase. The Bible saw this pattern. Solomon described it in Proverbs with haunting clarity. Proverbs 7 tells of a woman seducing a young man through calculated emotional manipulation. All at once, he followed her like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose, little knowing it will cost him his life. The young man doesn't realize what's happening. He doesn't recognize the noose until he's caught. Proverbs 5:3-4 says, "For the lips of the adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword." Sweet at first, bitter in the end. The David and Absalom cycle. Absalom ran the same test on his father David. He positioned himself as the better leader, standing at the city gate, intercepting people seeking justice. When David didn't confront him, Absalom escalated. He stole the people's hearts. He declared himself king. He forced David to flee. The test had been passed. In Psalm 41:9, David describes the betrayal. "Even my close friend, whom I trusted, has lifted up his heel against me." Absalom's test nearly tore a kingdom apart. Why the narcissist runs this test? The narcissist isn't testing you out of malice. They're testing you out of insecurity. For them, control isn't about domination like in psychopathy. It's about emotional safety. They fear abandonment, so they test whether you'll stay. Because if you'll stay, if you'll pass every test, then they have security. They have proof that you won't abandon them. It's a twisted form of attachment. It's not love-based, it's fear-based. But it feels like love to someone who's been conditioned to confuse love with punishment and sacrifice. The signs you're being tested. You're constantly analyzing their behavior, replaying conversations, looking for hidden meanings. You're second-guessing your own perceptions. They remember things differently, and you assume you're wrong. You're accepting punishments for normal things. You speak up about needs, and now they're withdrawn. You're apologizing for things that aren't your fault. You're sorry for making them upset. You're sorry for being too sensitive. The apologies flow in one direction, yours. You're reorganizing your life around their moods. Checking in constantly. Managing their emotions. Making their emotional state your responsibility. You're hoping the love bomb comes back, chasing that feeling, believing that if you just try harder, you'll get back to that place where you felt completely loved. That place doesn't exist anymore, and it never will again. What happens when you fail the test? Failing the test is actually the healthiest thing you can do. When you recognize the pattern and refuse to participate, when you stop doubting your reality, when you stop accepting undeserved punishment, you fail their test. And when you fail, they escalate. They might love bomb you again, make grand promises, or they might do the opposite. Withdraw, punish more harshly, threaten abandonment, turn others against you. Because if they can't control you through love, they'll control you through fear. How to respond when you recognize the test. If you're in this cycle, here's what you need to do. First, stop trying to pass the test. Your goal is no longer to understand them or prove yourself to them. It's to get clear about what's actually happening. Second, reclaim your own reality. Your perceptions are valid, your feelings are real, your boundaries matter. You are not crazy for noticing what you noticed. Third, stop accepting undeserved punishment. If someone punishes you for speaking up, for having boundaries, or for being human, that's abusive, period. Fourth, recognize that their love bomb isn't love. It was designed to hook you. It was a strategy. The fact that they could turn it off completely proves it was never based on who you really are. Fifth, prepare to leave. Because once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. And if you stay, you're choosing to stay. Knowing exactly what you're choosing. The liberation that comes after. The moment you refuse to participate in the test is the moment your healing begins. At first, it feels like you're losing something. But what you're actually gaining is yourself back. Your perceptions come back, your boundaries come back, your ability to trust yourself comes back, your peace comes back. And that's worth more than any love bomb. That's worth more than any moment of false hope. Psalm 27:10 says, "Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me." Even if you have to leave, you're not abandoned. Your reality is real. Your perceptions are valid. Your worth doesn't depend on whether they choose you. The bottom line, every narcissist gives you a test. But the test isn't really about whether they should keep you. The test is about whether you'll keep yourself. Will you protect your own mind? Will you trust your own perceptions? Will you honor your own boundaries? Will you choose yourself even when it costs you everything? That's the test that actually matters. And the only answer that leads to freedom, is yes.